Did you know that 71% of the people that watch Matthew Kelly's videos are not subscribers? That makes no sense. We need to change that. Subscribe today. Hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and turn on those notifications so you never miss out on another great video ever again.
The biggest lie in the history of Christianity is not a lie that non-Christians tell about Christians. There's tons of those, throughout history, throughout the 2,000 years history of Christianity. There've been lots of lies that non-Christians have told about Christians. But the biggest lie in the history of Christianity is actually a lie that we tell ourselves. And this is the lie. Holiness is not possible. That's what we tell ourselves in 1,000 different ways, directly, indirectly. We tell ourselves that holiness is not possible for me. I mean, sure, we believe it's possible for a grandma or for some medieval saint, but we don't believe that holiness is possible for us. And once we stop believing that holiness is possible for us, we're completely neutralized as Christians. Christianity actually becomes a spectator sport, and rather than participating in the epic story of Christianity, we just become spectators. And I think that, this is the lie that has completely neutralized more than 90% of Christians in the world today, is that we just don't actually believe that holiness is possible. And that's the call. We're called to live holy lives. We're called to, yes, become the best version of ourselves. God didn't create you to become some second-rate version of yourself. He created you with this dream in mind that you would become the best version of yourself. But for whatever reason, somewhere along the way, we stopped talking about holiness, and we stopped talking about holiness in a way that was really inspiring and practical and accessible. And people started to step away from the idea. People started to fall away from the idea that they could actually live holy lives. When I think about my own journey, when I was about 15, someone spoke to me about the idea of holiness and the idea of the universal call to holiness. So we're all called to holiness, not some of us, God doesn't have favorites. It's not that the saints were God's favorites and God called them to holiness, but God calls you and me to be really mediocre. God calls us all to holiness regardless of our age, regardless of our education, regardless of our state in life, regardless of how much money we have or don't have. God calls us all to holiness. And some things we do help us grow in holiness, and some things we do become obstacles to holiness. And the truth is that in most cases, you actually know what they are. You don't need me to give you a catechism, or you don't need me to say, well, these things help you become holy and these things stop you from becoming holy. Somewhere deep inside, you actually know the things that help you grow in holiness, and you know the things that are an obstacle to you becoming that best version of yourself and living a holy life. And so if we're going to be transformed in God, if we're going to rediscover Jesus, if the church is going to become re-energized and revitalized and really have an impact in society, we have to get beyond this lie. We have to convince people that holiness is possible.